Does anybody have any questions?
I wanted to ask a question. I wanted to ask you a question. Maybe you can clarify this. So as I'm doing the classes and you're educating me as far as diabetes, because it runs high in my family and I'm trying to prevent it, I wanted to ask you this question. Back in the day when I was raising my children, they used to, I used to forget to eat, okay? So you're so busy taking care of them. And sometimes by the time dinner came, you go, you know what? I didn't even have breakfast or lunch. And then you have one big meal. And I was told by family members, my mom, I think it was, she used to say, you know what? You have to put in your meals because you can turn into a diabetic. If you have to have, if you skip meals, you turn into a diabetic. I'm, oh my God, what am I doing to myself? But taking this class is the contrary. It's like we can fast and burn out some of that fat. So what do you say about, is that an old wise tale about eating, otherwise you're going to turn into a diabetic?
I believe it's misinformation from my ideologies that seem to be working for everybody in this group. Every time you eat, your body has to produce insulin. Diabetes is an insulin problem. Diabetes, people should not have type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is completely different. Their pancreas don't produce any insulin, so they have to take insulin. Whereas type 2 diabetes is, I hate to say this, but it's just the truth. It's self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. Unless you have a genetic mutation, you did this to yourself. So, I also realize that there's a lot of bad information from the mainstream media and from your doctors, because you know how I feel about doctors. It's all about drugs for them. So, a cured patient is a lost customer, according to them. So, the flip coin is when you haven't eaten all day and you only take a couple bites of food at night, you're destroying your metabolism. Your thyroid tissue stops converting T4 to T3 and starts converting it into reverse T3. So it slows down your metabolism. It starts eating away at your muscle tissue, and that slows down your metabolism even further. Your muscle actually eats about 20% of the calories that you consume. Your brain does the same thing. Your brain consumes about 20% of the calories that you consume as well. Your liver uses about 25%, because your liver is the engine in your body. So your liver has so many responsibilities. And when you start clogging it up with fat, you can't perform those functions. So it starts like if you haven't worked out for a while and you walk up a flight of stairs, you're exhausted. So when you start clogging your liver starts getting exhausted and you can't perform what it's supposed to be doing to keep you healthy. So yeah, losing the body fat, keep your body moving. You should be working out 5-6 days a week, not just once or twice. Or some people in this group are even less than that. So you have to move. Yeah, that's, our bodies are designed to move. So it's just modern conveniences that have made us sloths.
Yeah. And also I want to ask you, they used to say this again, I'm just trying to put it in perspective. They used to say, maybe it's a Hispanic theory, I don't know. They say if you have like trauma or something scares you traumatically, you can turn into a diabetic. We call it in Spanish un susto. Si pasa uno un susto, you can turn into a diabetic. Susto means shock.
Okay, definitely stress. That's one of the reasons why some of us are in this group, because stress is what initiated diabetes. Because when you get stressed out, you remember, as I said earlier, I think you weren't on here, but when you drink coffee, it stresses your body. Same thing. Our bodies react to stress no matter what kind it is, whether it be physical, whether it be emotional, whether it be trauma. Stress is stress. That's it. And your body reacts to it the same way, and it releases energy, including glucose. So you need to get that out of you. So if you're sitting down, if you drink a cup of coffee and you're sitting at the computer all day long, watching TV all day long or whatever, you're not using that energy because cortisol was released. There's 4 times as many cortisol receptors in your stomach area. So because cortisol was released, that those excess calories that were taken out of your fat cells to be used for energy weren't used. They get collected in your stomach. And so your waistline gets bigger and you start getting into visceral fat. Visceral fat is the reason why type 2 diabetics have type 2 diabetes. It also is the reason for heart attacks and many other diseases is the visceral fat. So that's why I keep on you guys. Your stomach, your waistline is your number one rule. I don't care about the number on a scale as much as I care about that waistline going down. If that waistline is going up, you're actually making yourself sicker. So we need to reverse that.
I have another question. You know how you talk about